Director's Notes, Barton Faulks. We grow up hearing about poems and short stories of the great Edgar Allan Poe. We see movies and we hear references that pay homage to the creepy imagination that is Poe. In directing the play Nevermore, I've come to better understand the torment that this incredible writer must have dealt with in his personal life. Edgar Allan Poe's loss of love, loss of health, and finally, the loss of his own sanity makes for an incredible journey for the audience. I've so enjoyed watching our student actors bring this story to life on the stage. The pure enthusiasm of the actors, animators, and the technicians have certainly created a worthy tribute to Mr. Poe and to the macabre story that his life was. Enjoy the play.
Mystery. In the end, there was only mystery. We know he boarded a ship bound for New York, but where he journeyed on that final, fateful voyage, no one knows. The true destination, a mystery. That was Eddie. He lived a life full of mystery. I think that's what drew me to him. The mystery, the imagination. You have to create your own truth, he once told me. And he did. When I first met him, he had even fabricated a new name for himself, Edgar A. Perry. He had run away from home and had joined the army. One could scarcely believe anything he saw.
Yes.
But that night, at the regimental ball, when he asked me to dance, oh, I believed every word he uttered.
Destiny has brought us together.
And who are you?
I am Sergeant Major Edgar A. Perry, defender of Sullivan's Island.
And are you always this incorrigible?
Always. Besides, we poets are always incorrigible.
You're a poet as well?
All men are poets at heart.
Well, I'd like to read one of your poems.
And you shall, as soon as I write one.
Do you ever speak the truth?
Why rely on ordinary truth when we can create our own reality?
For instance?
For instance, if you are spoken for.
Well,
She is spoken for, sir.
And who are you?
Her father. All along.
But I don't know your name.
And you don't need to.
Annabelle Lee.
What a lovely name.
Eddie appeared on our doorstep every day, but Father forbade me from admitting him. And I always obeyed Father. Of course, Father said nothing about chance meetings on the beach.
Annabelle.
I shouldn't have come. You're wicked, Sergeant Perry. Do you know that?
What can I say? I'm a poet.
So you claim, sir.
Well, I'll make good on my claim with...
I was a child, and she was a child. You think I'm a child?
Children of Eros we are. I was a child and she was a child. In this kingdom by the sea.
But we loved with a love that was more than love.
I and my...
Annabelle Lee. Eddie.
Close your eyes.
Why?
I have a present for you. Now close them.
All right.
Now hold out your hand.
Pray, what kind of present have you for me? Gold? Diamonds?
Eternity.
Annabelle! Annabelle!
Father, I gave him the slip. I must go.
Annabelle!
shadows from which I would never return. That summer, a dark cloud swept over our mystical kingdom by the sea. A dark cloud, malarial fever. Houses were afire with pestilence. One of the houses was mine. No one was allowed to come in or out. But this didn't stop Eddie. Father was not pleased.
Sir, you have no place here.
I love her, sir. I will not be dissuaded.
She is very near death. She is delirious.
Eddie,
Annabelle!
I knew you would come.
You must hold on. You're going to get better. We're going to be together.
Eddie, if only that could be true. I have something for you. Take this.
They're blank. What must I do with them?
Fill them with wonder.
We should let her rest.
I was a child, and she was a child, in this kingdom by the sea. But we loved with a love that was more than love. I and my
Annabelle Lee. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabelle Lee. The stars never rise but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabelle Lee.
brilliant.
So you see, the most precious things in life are the things we have lost. Poetry is the quest to recover those lost moments. A glimpse of what lies beyond the reach, beyond the grasp, beyond our comprehension.
Well said. This concludes Mr. Poe's lecture. He's agreed to answer a few questions.
Mr. Poe, this new poem seems to contradict the Raven, in that the bereaved lover in the Raven is told he will never see his true love again. Here in Annabelle Lee, you profess that true love lives on beyond the grave.
Yes?
Well, isn't that a contradiction?
Yes.
Well, would you like to clear up that contradiction?
No.
Yes, well, we better get Mr. Poe off to his waiting boat. Thank you. We do appreciate you taking your time to lecture us, Mr. Poe. And as promised, here is a token of our appreciation.
Did you enjoy my lecture, Reynolds? Oh, Mr. Ives, have you met my friend, Captain Jeremiah Reynolds? He's down from New York.
Jeremiah Reynolds, the Antarctic explorer?
The same.
Oh, an honor, sir.
Can I buy you two gentlemen a drink? I noticed a tavern across the street.
Edgar, we have a boat to catch?
Oh, yes, Captain Reynolds here is taking me to New York tonight. He promised to tell me of his most recent South Polar adventures.
I am honored to meet both of you, but I do not want you to miss your boat, so I'll say good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night, gentlemen.
Here's to you. What time is our ship sail?
Midnight.
Mr. Poe,
Yes?
we've been expecting you, sir.
Is it midnight already?
Nearly that, sir.
Time and tide wait for no man, I suppose.
Jeremiah! Oh, Amos.
And this must be the illustrious Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar, this is an old friend of mine, Captain Amos Nimrod.
This is indeed a pleasure. Thank you.
Oh, Jeremiah, I've arranged for you and Mr. Poe to dine with me tonight. I've invited a few select passengers to dine with me tonight. I know it's late, but seeing your name on the manifesto, everyone wanted to wait dinner on you. The boys will see to your bag, and I'll take you directly to dinner.
Actually, I
think, Mr. Poe, you will find our wine selection especially interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, we have two distinctive guests aboard tonight. The Antarctic explorer, Captain Jeremiah Reynolds. Yes. And an explorer of the dark recesses of the human mind, Mr. Edgar Allan Poe. And in celebration, we have broken into the fine shipment of wine aboard. Mr. Poe, I think you'll find our selection especially interesting.
Amontillado. It can't be.
We have 5 casks of Amontillado on board.
But how on earth did you manage it?
The sea captains have our ways. Delicious.
Yes.
Mr. Poe, it appears that everyone is reading your stories.
My publisher certainly hopes so.
Are you working on a new story at present?
The stories work on me, my dear. They stalk me, demanding to be written. And when I can stand it no longer, I commit them to paper.
And wherever do you find the inspiration for them?
Yes, set our mind at ease, Edgar, for there are those who believe you consort with the devil.
Are there demons that possess you when you write, Mr. Poe?
We all have our demons, madam.
So you believe in spirits?
Oh, yes. I do believe in spirits. What shall we drink to? Life?
Why not death? I believe this is one of your main preoccupations, Mr. Poe.
I've always been drawn to the obscure and mysterious. Mystery is what drew me to Captain Reynolds. His expeditions to the mysterious South Polar regions. A man who dares to explore the unexplored.
I can hardly believe this. The author is an inspiration right here.
Edgar did exaggerate my voyages a bit.
Artistic license.
And why do you take such risks, Captain Reynolds, to explore such a desolate and unknown place such as the Antarctic?
It is the unknown places, the terra incognita, that draws, madam.
Yes, madam, we want to unravel the mysteries of the world.
Earlier, Mr. Poe, Captain Reynolds told us that he believes somewhere in the South Polar region lies an entrance to another world.
Did you find the entrance to another world, Jeremiah?
Yes.
And where does it lead to? Heaven or hell?
Now that remains to be seen.
Would you recite something for us, Mr. Poe?
Oh, yes, please.
Really, if you will forgive me.
Please, you must.
I fear, Edgar, you will seem inhospitable if you refuse the ladies.
Doorways to disaster.
Whatever is he talking about?
Poetry and literature are the windows and doorways that open to the nether realms. We poets seek to open the windows to the light, but far too often, we, like Pandora, break open the doorways to darkness, unleashing into our world shadowy creatures of evil. Creatures like the raven. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as if someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis a visitor," I muttered, rapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. I cracked the door in darkness and gave wing to this evil thing. Now he pursues me. Being I created thee, yet be back!
Perhaps, ladies and gentlemen, it being late, we should join.
Yes. Good night, Mr. Poe.
Edgar, are you alright?
No. He pursues me day and night.
The raven?
Yes. He's sunk in his closet and he won't let go. Not since that night. I hadn't written in months, and I feared I'd never write again. That night, the torment was especially intense. Hellish. Foolishly, I said I would do anything to write again. Anything. And then the words came like a watershed of wonder. Every drop of ink that fell from my pen was brilliant. Brilliant! A poem of despair, of love. Eternal love obliterated. And I knew the moment it was finished, it was the devil's work.
Edgar, You sell yourself short.
So I don't write anymore, for fear that what I write will be the devil's work. Because I don't write, he pursues me.
Get a hold of yourself, man.
It appears our guest is a bit under the weather.
Yes, a little under the weather.
Take him to his cabin.
Go away.
We're sorry to bother you so late at night, sir, but I'm afraid that there's been a complaint.
A complaint.
Yes, sir. If you please, sir. A word with you.
Word with me.
Is there no one else here?
Not that I know of. Why?
We have reason to believe there was some kind of an altercation here tonight.
An altercation.
Tell me, sir, how long have you been in your room?
Well, I didn't reach the ship until midnight.
What ship, sir?
What ship? Why this ship?
Subject thinks he's on a ship.
Well, of course I'm on a ship. What's going on here? Who are you?
Inspector Grimke, it's Constable Ross there. Mrs. O'Leary, is this your boarder?
Yes, that's the scoundrel. He and the other gentleman came in around midnight.
Who are you, madam?
Don't you pretend not to know me, sir. You let these rooms for me 3 weeks ago.
I have never seen these ladies before in my life.
He's been drinking, hasn't he? Kindly get him out. Constable.
These ladies heard noises.
Disturbing noises.
Coming from your room.
I don't know anything about
If
enough.
you please, sir. It was a fight, a tussle. I could hear the sound of something or someone being thrown about, and raised voices, and then a thud. And then silence, and the most mournful cries like the sound of someone in pure agony.
Sir, something suspicious has taken place on these premises, and we need to sort it out. There were angry words. Words that led to an altercation, and now the gentleman in question is missing.
There is no other gentleman. Oh, you think I've done away with him? Is that it? Wait a minute. Is this someone's idea of a little fun? Clever having you act out the telltale heart.
Telltale heart?
Are you going to pretend you've never heard of Edgar Allan Poe's The Telltale
They
Heart?
told me his name was O'Quinn.
You even have the sound.
Sound?
What is it, the clock? What did you do? Muffle it to sound like a heart? Where is it? The rug. Under the rug. Here.
What is it?
This has gone too far, gentlemen.
I think you'd better come with us.
I'm not going anywhere until somebody tells me what is going on. Where's the captain?
There is no captain.
Every ship has a captain. I demand that you send for him.
Sir, this isn't a ship.
Of course it's a ship, bound for New York. Just look out the porthole. This isn't amusing anymore. I'm getting out of here.
Mr. Poe?
No. What? Who?
He must have hit his head on the hatch during the storm.
Sir, in bad weather, you have to hold on and watch your head.
Yes, I must not have been looking where I was going.
I'll get something for your head.
No, it's just a scratch. Perhaps something to drink.
Yes, sir, of course.
Thank you.
If you would excuse me,
sir. I have a midnight watch.
Yes, thank you.
Interesting costume.
Costume?
Oh, I like it. I presume it will amuse the prince, and we like to amuse our benefactor around here.
Benefactor? We're like rats in here.
How can you say that? The prince has marshaled his resources to build a wall between us and the plague.
He has locked us in a cage and welded the gate shut.
I, for one, am glad. Keeps the rabble and filthy disease outside.
The Red Death.
Yes, the Red Death. No pestilence has ever been so fatal. Also, hideous.
We are well provisioned here, and the prince has provided us with all the appliances of pleasure.
How did you get to be so... Well, how are you one of the new ones?
Well, I just arrived.
How did you get to be so lucky?
Lucky.
To be in sanctuary here, so the Red Death goes away.
If it goes away.
The prince!
Oh, illustrious benefactor.
Your Highness, I hardly know
Silence!
how to say. Your Highness,
Who is that?
I do not know, my dear.
There are not supposed to be any strangers here.
A friend of mine.
You know the rules. No strangers.
Remove your hat, my dear boy.
What?
You must remove your hat in the presence of the prince.
Ah! The Red Death!
It's just a costume. He's come to the mask in a costume fun with the Red Death. How clever.
Too clever.
How dare you insult us with this blasphemous mockery! Take that ridiculous costume off! No, please, take it off!
The Red Death is here!
You said you could lock it out. You promised.
My dear.
You fool! Look what you've done!
Very funny. Very funny. You can get up now.
Get up!
Yes, don't be impatient, my pet.
You can hear him.
Of course.
You're in league with the devil.
No, my dear boy. I am the devil. Although I'm not very fond of that nom de plume. Sounds so childish. Wouldn't you agree? I much prefer Lucifer.
Have I?
Crossed over, passed on, died. The boundaries which divide life and death are at best shadowy and vague. Who's to say where the one ends and the other begins?
Why are you subjecting me to these nightmares?
Well, they are your nightmares after all. You see, Edgar, you are here on your own volition. You've reached out to the dark force of the universe, and we simply welcomed your embrace. You got what you wanted. A grand literary career. It's a pity you didn't ask for a fortune to go with your fame. It could have easily been a part of the bargain.
Bargain.
My feathered friend here tells me you never remits about paying up. You see, until you agree to cross over and join us, you will continue to live here, in the world that you've imagined. From story to story, and some of them, I believe, are quite unpleasant. So if I were you, I would give in. Submit! I can assure you receive a hero's welcome. After all, you made our dark world quite renowned.
That was not my intention.
So your intention was to make yourself renowned, wasn't it? Well, you got that, didn't you?
I won't submit.
Then your nightmares will continue.
Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. We were only trying to steady you, sir. Steady me?
Sorry, the sea's a bit rough tonight, sir.
Would you like us to help you below? Down. Our apologies. Get away.
Edgar, what's wrong here? I think you've had a bit too much to drink, sir.
Too much to drink. No, they're agents of the devil.
My crew!
Yes, and he's their captain, the devil himself.
My dear fellow.
They want my soul.
Your soul.
Yes. You hear the raven above, circling like an albatross, laughing at me. And the captain in league with him.
It's only a seaboard. And the captain?
We must escape. We must escape. There's no time to lose. We must get off the ship.
Edgar, but we're at sea.
No. Look.
What?
Don't you see it?
What?
The box.
What about it?
It's the oblong box.
You mean for your story?
It's an omen. It'll spell our doom.
Edgar, listen to me.
Why should I listen to you? I don't even know if you are real.
Mr. Poe, you are not well. You must desist.
No. You'll see. You'll see. This oblong box contains a corpse and was cast overboard. Empty.
I must insist you do not tamper with our cargo.
Where is it? The corpse. Don't you see? You spirited it away in an effort to make me look. Perhaps I am. Give me a sign that I'm not going mad.
It's just a coincidence, Edgar. The box reminded you of one of your stories.
Coincidence? No. Look.
What?
Don't you see her? Her.
Who?
The corpse. There, she's arisen from the box.
Eddie, I see no one.
You must. It's Annabelle.
Annabelle! And you think you see her?
Yes. There, Annabelle.
I'm here, Eddie.
She speaks.
And what does she say?
She speaks, but I cannot hear her.
Well, isn't that a shame?
What's happening to me, Jeremiah?
Your imagination's gotten the best of you.
Let us help you below, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Take him to his cabin.
I'll look after him.
Yes, you do that. Nice try, my dear. But as you can see, he did not believe it with his own eyes. So off with you.
What will it take to win him a reprieve?
There are no reprieves here. He has sold his soul. It is ours now. The bargain is sealed.
What about a new bargain?
A new bargain.
Give Eddie a chance to find his way out of your dark realm, to write again without your help, from his imagination, from his heart.
And if he does?
You release your hold on him.
And if he fails?
You get both our souls.
I didn't realize your kind went in for wages.
Oh, yes.
Very well. We reach the gateways of the netherworld by dawn, so that he might write again his own accord.
And in the meantime?
The voyage into the darkness continues.
Annabelle. I'm lost. Lost in the shadows of my own imagining. Were you there on deck for me? Were you the sign that I prayed for? Or were you just a hollow hallucination? For I don't know what is real anymore. Only I could reach across the abyss and touch you once more.
If only, Eddie. My hand is here. But it is you who must reach across the abyss. I cannot touch you. And I cannot speak to you. But know that I am with you.
Annabelle. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hands grains of golden sand. How few, yet how they creep creep through my fingers to the deep. While I weep. While I weep. Oh God, cannot grasp them with a tighter clasp. Oh God, cannot save one from the pitiless wave. All that is here seen but dream within a dream. Another awakening. Is this yet a dream or reality? No. No! No!
Feeling better?
Jeremiah, you've broken the spell.
The spell?
Yes. The pendulum was swinging overhead, growing closer and closer.
It's only a lantern, Eddie, swaying with the ship.
No. It was a pendulum.
Like your story.
Yes. And I was bound here beneath it.
You're bound here to keep you from wandering about in your inebriated condition. But there is good news. Since the wind has picked up, we shall reach our destination by dawn.
And then you'll get me off this phantom ship.
Well, I promised, didn't I?
Well, when we get to New York...
We won't reach New York, Edgar.
What do you mean?
We have a new destination. I told you I had a new adventure I wanted to share with you. We are bound for the Antarctic.
Where have you brought me?
To the edge of earthly existence. And there, ahead, the gateway to hell itself, Edgar. I came upon it on my last voyage. Beautiful, isn't it? A giant, swirling vortex.
The maelstrom. Then how did you escape?
I made special arrangements.
You sold your soul.
It wasn't such a bad bargain.
Why, Jeremiah, why? What has he offered you? What could implore you to? The chance to walk among the living again. That's what he offered you, isn't it? To release his hold on you. In exchange for what?
Don't judge me too harshly, Eddie. Nimrod offered to save my ship, if I would help bring you here.
You saved your soul by serving up my head on a platter?
I had no other choice.
We all have choices, Jeremiah. Oh, spare yourself the agonies, Edgar.
Listen to Nimrod. He will persuade you.
And if I refuse to be persuaded?
Don't. The horrors are too great. Besides, all your friends are here.
Friends?
Yes. Extraordinary murders. Terrific shrieks issuing from the fourth floor of the Rue Morgue, known to be the sole occupancy of one.
Madame L'Espagnier.
And her daughter.
Mademoiselle Camille L'Espagnier.
A letter, highly agitated in nature, recently reached me. Summoned me to visit my old friend. Signed in a nervous script was the name.
Roderick Usher.
Usher. The House of Usher.
Ah, my favorite. He was a professional jester and dwarf. His name was conferred on him on his inability to walk amongst other men.
A hot frog.
Hello, Eddie.
What are you doing here?
We are all here.
All of your creations.
Quite a dramatic persona, wouldn't you agree?
And to what honor do I owe the performance of this cosmic repertoire company?
You have given us immortal life.
And we would like to return the favor.
The only question is how to do it.
Suffocation?
Drowning, decapitation.
Something exotic. Murder at the hands of an orangutan, perhaps.
You aren't frightened, are you, Eddie? Not you, of all people.
Just because I wrote about the dark side of human nature does not mean I want to embrace it. Some men too slip in the shadows while others have shadows cast over them.
By what?
Circumstances!
Circumstances.
Exactly. You fought a good fight, but it's time to give in to the circumstances.
And if I don't?
Oh, please.
And if I don't!
You will live in your nightmares.
For how long?
Ad infinitum.
No. Everyone must wake up from their nightmares sooner or later.
Must they?
Yes, they must. There must be a way. It's out there. I know it.
There is nothing you can do
Touch
for
it.
it.
He's ours.
Still hold on.
Only by a threat.
Speak to him in both your souls or mine.
I know the rules. But no rule can contain the imagination.
What's this?
Another nightmare, Edgar. It will go on and on until you give in.
Blank. These pages are blank.
There's no greater terror, you said once.
Yes, but once I delighted in empty pages. Pages. Pages to be filled with wonder. These are from Annabelle.
Don't be ridiculous.
She's trying to tell me something. Something you won't tell me.
Now what will we tell you, Edgar?
That there's still hope. My soul isn't lost, is it? There's still a chance for redemption.
Redemption is not a word we use here.
No, I imagine not. That would be your hell, wouldn't it? Having someone slip through your clutches.
Most don't.
And most, Edgar, perish in trying. Believe me, you cannot imagine the agonies.
Then perhaps I should imagine something else. If all these nightmares have come from my tales of terror, then perhaps it's time to write a new tale. Tale of redemption. The phantoms faded away as the ship entered the harbor. I recognized it at once. The spires of St. Philip's and St. Michael's, looming across the mist. Charleston. I could scarcely believe it, after all these years, to be back in Charleston, that mystical kingdom by the sea, with Annabelle, who across time and circumstance reached out, like an angel bending low from the heavens above.
So how's it going?
Quite well, actually.
Once upon a midnight's
It
journey.
doesn't say that!
But it does.
You tricked me again.
Have I? Or have you tricked yourself again?
You're the trickster, aren't you? Why? Why? What is it that you want? Why have you pursued me all this way? This is your revenge. Revenge for my giving you wing. Revenge that I caged you in verse and bound you in parchment? Is that it? Is that it? All right. All right. You want your freedom then? Here. I'll give you your freedom then. I'll give it to you then. There he is! Where? Oh, no!
Edgar, we were looking along. Are you alright?
No. Our descent into the mountain house we got will not take me with
Edgar,
you.
we must along before the storm blows us over.
This is no storm. This is a maelstrom.
No, it's an old-fashioned orchestra.
Liar! I can see the swirling whirlpool below.
The man is mad.
I must escape. I must return to my destiny. Annabelle! Annabelle, you said I had to call for
What is
you.
he calling for? I don't know.
Annabelle, I'm calling for you. There. She's there. He's gonna jump!
Oh,
The light. See it? It's a sign. Annabelle. My Annabelle Lee.
It's just the moon breaking through the storm clouds.
Annabelle. I won't got you again.
Don't do it, man.
Take my hand. No! once.
I love him still.
Still.
We loved with a love that was more than love.
I am by Annabelle Lee.
Eddie.
Annabelle.
But I thought you...
Lost faith. Yes, I doubted the voice of my own soul, the power of my own imagination. And I won't doubt again. We must make our own truth, remember?
I remember.
I wrote a new ending.